Random House Audio Dimensions presents Positive Energy, 10 extraordinary prescriptions for transforming fatigue, stress, and fear into vibrance, strength, and love. This is the author, Judith Orloff, MD. Are you forever in a rush staving off exhaustion? Are you desperately overcommitted, afraid to say no? Do you have fang marks from being bled dry by energy vampires? A hidden energy crisis threatens our world. Our high-tech, volatile society thrusts many of us into chronic physical, emotional, and spiritual depletion. Bombarded by information overload, burned out by enslavement to beepers, emails, faxes, and phones, we sink into techno-despair. Meanwhile, we're confronted with hostile forces on a global scale. No surprise, our energy suffers. Most alarming, we've learned to tolerate tired, joyless states as normal. In this audiobook, I want to introduce you to energy psychiatry, a term I've coined to describe a new kind of psychotherapy I practice that addresses the subtle, energetic underpinnings of health and behavior. It's a subspecialty of energy medicine, which views our bodies and spirits as manifestations of subtle energies, what indigenous cross-cultural healing traditions revere as life force, a concept that's missing in mainstream healthcare. Energy psychiatry mixes traditional medicine with an explanation of how we can maximize our life force in everyday ways. Along with my conventional training, I'm also an intuitive, descended from a long line of intuitives. My grandmother, mother, and aunts, including Aunt Bertha, the tarot-toting undertaker. We physicians aren't taught the full story about energy in medical school. Professors taught us that energy was like gasoline. We fuel up with a healthy diet, sleep, and exercise, then set out to face the world. Our energy level is gauged by how much we accomplish. This traditional model of energy is stuck in the Dark Ages. This audiobook is a call to claim your vitality using the methods of energy psychiatry. It's dedicated to people under stress. You'll find it pivotal if you have a job that devours every last minute, or if you're a parent balancing family and career. You'll sigh with relief suddenly finding answers to so-called psychosomatic symptoms, such as chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, depression, and anxiety. The audiobook is also for those inundated by the upheaval of our times, struggling to keep themselves together. We all know that energy comes from diet, sleep, and exercise, but we're also influenced by an extensive network of energy fields undetectable to our five senses. There's an energy field, or vibe, emanating from everything we encounter, from food to friends to current events. This audiobook gives you tools from energy psychiatry to access this unseen realm. Without a conscious strategy, I understand how brutally difficult honoring our energy can be. For years, I'd vacillate between intense weeks of speaking tours to bouts of utter exhaustion at home. I know too well what it's like to drag home zombie-like after a long day, collapse on my bed leaden, or to be unable to decline so-called irresistible opportunities. However, the minute I'd recover, I was off and running again, another drastic energy swing. Here was my quandary. I trusted my intuition, was personally and professionally committed to living by it. But in recent years, I was forced to admit my blind spot. Successful as I was at helping others trust their intuition and lead high-energy lives, I stubbornly disregarded dire warnings about my own energy crisis. Even though I knew better, it was a terrible battle to honor my body's rhythms. Finally, my fatigue was so profound, I had to change. My commitment to writing this book is that I'm no longer willing to do violence to my capacity for passion. While Westerners may consider subtle energy esoteric or New Age, it's been central to many healing traditions for millennia. In Chinese medicine, subtle energy is called qi, or qi. It's mana to Hawaiian kahunas, prana to Indian yogic practitioners and in Ayurveda, ni to Native Americans, num to African shamans, biofields to American scientists, and morphic fields to a growing renegade breed of international physicists and biologists. Belatedly, Western science is catching on. Though the structure of subtle energy isn't yet fully defined, increased photon emissions and electromagnetic readings have been recorded around practitioners who generate it. Most revolutionary, though, is Cambridge University physicist Stephen Hawking's brain theory. It proposes that the world we experience is perched on a thin membrane separating us from other vast energetic realms. The irony is, our limited perception stops us from seeing these realms, which exist right under our three-dimensional noses. Also delighting me, the National Institutes of Health is funding reams of new research on energy therapies, from how yoga can help insomnia to how Qigong can serve as an adjunct to cancer treatment. Therapeutic touch, hands-on healing, has already been shown to accelerate wound healing and immune response, and to relieve pain. Energy healing recently hit the headlines when both Time magazine and the Western Journal of Medicine reported a landmark study showing that it could reduce debilitating symptoms in advanced AIDS patients. My approach in energy psychiatry will immediately help you engage and master your energy. Energy psychiatry differs from the field of energy psychology, which also honors the subtle realm, but has chiropractic origins. It emphasizes acupressure techniques and muscle testing. My focus is heavily experiential, not in the head. I don't just sit there detached in a white lab coat and say, I don't ask my patients or you to take my word that subtle energy exists. It's mandatory to feel it. I really work my patients. To begin, I teach patients to sense the energy that penetrates and surrounds the body in a capsule-like field. I help them experience the midline energy centers called chakras. This isn't just the territory of mystics. It's for gloriously ordinary people, too. In this learning process, I'm a guide for my patients. When they say I can't do it or I don't feel anything, I don't let them stop there. For instance, I hold my palm close to theirs but not touching. Then I walk them through what energy passing between the palms feels like. I explain that we can't analyze our way to such insight. To detect energy's gradations, I train my patients to hone their intuition. A potent inner wisdom, not mediated by the rational mind, intuition allows us to sense beyond the physical. It can revolutionize your approach to wellness. Energy provides a missing piece that can lead to miraculous breakthroughs. Like me, you may be an intuitive empath, a person who's so sensitive that you often unknowingly absorb energy from others and are drained by it. In energy psychiatry, I help patients appreciate that intuitive empathy can aggravate disorders such as chronic fatigue syndrome, sexual shutdown, and obesity. As a child, I'd arrive at packed shopping malls feeling fine and leave exhausted, depressed, or with some new ache or pain. Dismayed, I'd tell my physician mother, who loved to shop. She'd respond, "Sweetheart, you're just overly sensitive." My mother doted on me, wasn't intending to be unkind. She, and my father, also a physician, just didn't realize that crowded places heighten an empath's experience of energy, can overwhelm. I've devised the Positive Energy Program because I know how life-saving it has been for me and my patients to maximize our energetic power. The Positive Energy Program is based on 10 prescriptions. Following each prescription, I've included an interview I've had the privilege of doing with heroes of mine who illustrate how they use a particular prescription. I hope these interviews inspire you as much as they have inspired me. The purpose of this program is to be of service to you, to make your life easier. I suggest focusing on a prescription a week, completing the program in 10 weeks. Beyond self-regeneration, you'll gain a profound feeling of collective communion. There is an energetic bond between everyone on Earth. This life-changing realization is missing in our world. Once it becomes real, very real, our sense of separateness dissolves. Discrimination of class, race, and gender are obliterated. I'd love for you to use this program to fashion a passion.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?